have an amazing podcast for you. This is the Void Playground, and I am joined by legendary Ghostbusters fan Jumpman. Jumpman, how are you doing today?
All good.
And JD, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good as well.
Awesome. So we are going to be. Oh, did we lose Jumpman?
Yeah, we lost Jumpman.
That's okay. Hey, look. Hey, Jumpman will be back with us. So look, guys, Ghostbusters is one of those franchises that has been around since the mid '80s, and I mean, this franchise really, it's near and dear to a lot of people. You know, whether you're a fan of the originals, or you know, you're just now discovering it with Ghostbusters Afterlife, or even Frozen Empire. This franchise is a franchise that really is near and dear. So, JD, have you watched any of the Ghostbusters movies?
I watched the original one from a long time ago. I haven't watched the new recent ones yet.
The first two movies, directed by Ivan, is it Reitman? You know, those ones are classics, you know, and they're just really fun movies. Ghostbusters, there was a reboot in 2016 that was it was okay. I mean, it wasn't, you know, a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was okay. You could probably skip it, but you know, it was one of those movies that it was kind of fun, you know. It was a fun movie, you know, but I don't know. A lot of Ghostbusters fans are a little bit critical of that. We're going to see when Jumpman comes back. We will be able to get his opinion on that. But so, you know, after the release of Ghostbusters 2016, of course, they rebooted the franchise. Or not rebooted it, kind of a soft reboot with Ghostbusters Afterlife. Because Ghostbusters Afterlife takes place in the original series continuity. So, kind of a fun thing there. So, just some quick stats for you guys before we really get into it. This franchise has, also a TV series. So there was it's called The Real Ghostbusters. There was 7 seasons and 140 episodes of The Real Ghostbusters. And then there was also Extreme Ghostbusters in the 90s. So, but hey, we got Jumpman back. So Jumpman, real quick, Let's talk about just the Ghostbusters franchise before we get into Frozen Empire. So I kind of gave everybody a rundown of the franchise. How do you feel about the first 2 movies in the Ghostbusters franchise?
Oh, classics. I mean, the second one obviously not as good, but I mean, it's still a classic.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Ghostbusters, the song, right? Like iconic.
Oh yeah, the
right?
song especially, yeah.
It's super iconic, and even in Ghostbusters 2, that Ghostbusters 2 had a pretty good soundtrack as well, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when there's something strange in the neighborhood.
Very good. So real quick, Jumpman, before we get into the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, what were your thoughts? I mean, I didn't hate 2016 as much as everybody else did, but what were your thoughts on that as a Ghostbusters fan? Ghostbusters 2016.
I loathed the 2016 Ghostbusters film.
You loathed it.
That is a really, really bad movie.
Okay. So we got Jumpman really didn't like it. A lot of like real fans of the series do not like
it. It was not Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
I don't even know how that movie came to be, and then we suddenly got Ghostbusters Afterlife later on. Like, I just don't know how that happened.
Okay, so let's talk about Afterlife for a second. What were your thoughts on Afterlife, Jumpman?
Oh, it was amazing.
Okay.
I would rank Afterlife maybe even higher than Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, wow. So real quick with Afterlife they take place in the same continuity.
Yes.
And I believe that Ghostbusters 2016 is kind of its own little thing.
Yeah.
We did talk about the Real Ghostbusters and Extreme Ghostbusters as well. But going back, so let's talk about Frozen Empire. So Frozen Empire, it's the direct sequel to Afterlife and the 4th movie in the main continuity Ghostbusters series. How did you feel about this movie?
I personally really enjoyed it. I have noticed online that fans are a little more divided on this one compared to Afterlife,
Okay.
but I personally enjoyed it.
So, okay, so Frozen Empire, so on a visual level, I guess that my question is because okay, like Ghostbusters is known even back in the '80s was known for a lot of just really like great visuals, and that movie especially, kind of pushed visual effects to the limits in a lot of ways. How do you feel about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? Do you feel like visually this movie holds up, or do you feel like some of it was a little cheesy?
Oh no, it visually holds up.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
it's definitely on par with the Afterlife at the very least.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah,
Um, Now let's talk about the cast. Paul Rudd is it's got Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, right?
yeah.
McKenna Grace. Who were kind of some standouts? Like, what were like as far as the cast, or do you feel like it's a really good ensemble? What were your thoughts on kind of the newer characters in this movie?
It's. I would say Finn Wolfhard might be the standout. Or yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah, no, Finn Wolfhard,
Yeah,
he's a really, let's talk about him for a second. Obviously, the dude's 21
or,
years old, right? He was born in 2002, right?
yeah,
In December, right? One of the best months to be born. And he has just been on a really good, like ever since obviously Stranger Things, right?
yeah. It goes. Yeah,
And he was in It Chapter 2. He was in a lot of good stuff, this guy's in. And then now he's heading another major franchise with Ghostbusters. Real
yeah.
quick, JD, what's your kind of Finn Wolfhard experience? Like, what do you think about the guy? Do you think he's a little overrated, or do you think like, hey, no, this guy like he's next up, or like, how do you feel about him?
For me, he's okay. I haven't seen him in too much projects because I haven't seen it or Stranger Things. I try to give Stranger Things a chance, but it's not my thing.
No, I
But
get it.
some of his projects that I've seen him in, it's pretty good. So I just have to see where else his career takes him.
Absolutely. So let's go off on a little bit of a rabbit trail here before we kind of talk about some of the legacy characters that have been brought back. So, Jumpman, real quick, this movie was released. When did it come out? March 14th.
It, I think so.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah, yeah,
it had its New York premiere on the 14th, and then it's like
yeah. March
United
14th.
States
Yeah.
premiere on the 22nd. So two movies with the name Empire came out same month. Just want to throw that out there. It's a little weird, but you know, I don't know. This movie at the box office, it cost $100 million to make. It's made approximately 113 million as of this episode, as we're recording it. Do you think that this movie is going to be a smash hit? I know Afterlife did about 200 million, or do you think it's like, hey, these movies kind of have a hard cap, or like, I don't know. How do you feel about, when you walked out of this movie? Do you want to see more of this franchise, or what are your
Oh,
thoughts?
I definitely want to see more. I really enjoyed Frozen Empire just because we're back in New York City and work and we see the Ghostbusters business expanding. Basically, we're starting to
Oh,
see it become a success.
oh, very good, very good. So let's talk
And
about the legacy. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
oh yeah, I'm kind of hoping for the next film though that we get a Ghostbusters travel the globe kind of thing, like
That
international.
that'd be really cool.
That's what I want to see.
Let's talk about the legacy characters real quick. So we have
Yeah,
obviously Bill Murray returning, right?
yeah, yep,
Dan Aykroyd, and then we got Ernest Lee Hudson, right?
yep.
And then was there anyone else who's returning?
I got Annie Potts.
That's right, Annie Potts. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and and William Atherton. Yeah,
Oh yes, as Mayor
William
Peck. Yeah.
Atherton. Yeah, he comes back as the mayor.
So that's pretty cool. So how do you feel about, like, obviously Frozen Empire, not Frozen Empire, but Afterlife had a couple legacy characters, didn't it?
No, it had pretty much everyone that was in that one. Yeah, like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson.
Oh, it had
Andy
everybody.
Fox.
Okay.
They were in the Afterlife.
Oh, I didn't know that. I need to watch Afterlife. So how do you feel about the legacy characters in these movies? Do you feel like it's just kind of like they're just bringing them back for fan service, or do you feel like they really, really are integral to the story?
It's a little fan service, but it's earned fan service.
Okay.
I would say it is an integral to the story, especially with Frozen Empire that just came out.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, I know Bill Murray. Like, he's what, 73 now. I mean, the man's, he's getting up there. So good to see him still doing stuff. So yeah, man. So as far as the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I guess my question is this: Do you have to watch Afterlife, or is this more of a standalone sequel?
No, you need to watch Afterlife.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, because all these characters that are in Frozen Empire are introduced in Afterlife.
That makes sense. Got it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What were we gonna say?
Oh no, go ahead.
So real quick. So obviously, Ghostbusters, massive franchise, and things like that. So, how would you recommend fans watch the series? Would you recommend them just, hey, you know what, watch the first two, watch them in order, basically, or would you say? Okay, so you recommend watching them in order.
Yeah, basically watch them in order. Yeah, first you gotta see the original. The second one, yeah, you kind of need to see the second one. Well, I guess not really, but it would be nice. You could probably skip the second one if you really wanted to.
Okay.
But the first one definitely you gotta watch, and second one, Afterlife and Frozen Empire.
Okay. Cool. So, what were we gonna say? I like cut out, Jumpman.
Oh yeah. What was that?
You're like really quiet now, all of a sudden.
Okay.
Oh, now you're back.
Okay.
So, real quick, Jumpman. So from a directing standpoint, obviously you had, I believe Ivan is Jason Reitman. Is that Ivan Reitman's son? Oh yeah, it is. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
So the son of the original director.
Yes. Yeah, Ivan Reitman actually passed away during production of Frozen Empire.
It's terrible.
So this movie is in dedication to him.
So he directed the first two. His son directed Afterlife, and then we have Gil. Is it Keenan?
Yeah, I think
or whatever.
So. Yeah.
He was
Jason
a
Reitman's
writer on Afterlife, right?
The what?
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, Jason Reitman still served as a co-writer and producer for Frozen Empire.
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah.
So kind of moving forward with this franchise. Okay, so you mentioned you want to see kind of a Ghostbusters around the world. Do you feel like this should be a trilogy of movies, or do you feel like they can continue with these characters for 5-6 movies, or do you feel like it might just get played out after a while?
I'm hoping it can play out for like 5-6 movies. Just keep going one after the other. Okay. That's my hope. Like, if they can keep this momentum.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. This year is also the 40th anniversary of the franchise.
Just happens to be the 40th anniversary. Yeah, June 8th, right? Is when we're gonna have our. So, what are your plans? Are you gonna watch? Are you gonna have a Ghostbusters marathon, or what are you planning to do for the 40th anniversary?
That's probably what I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna watch the real Ghostbusters?
I've not seen the cartoons. I've seen the movies, but I've not seen the cartoons. Dude, I should see the cartoons.
You gotta watch the cartoons, man. So, Okay, cool. So, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else that you would like to say about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire?
Oh man. Uh, oh man, what's her name in Frozen Empire? Um, there. Okay.
What character does
Yeah,
she play?
Phoebe. Yeah, Phoebe Spengler. Yeah, like yeah, she is definitely my favorite character.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, her, yeah, she's got she got this great like sense of humor. Or she's very relatable. Like she's like this nerdy, quiet type that kind of tries to be funny, but in a good
Wow.
way.
No, that's
You
good.
know, and she has like these like really silly, corny jokes. Some of them are kind of morbid.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
it's a great movie or great franchise.
yeah, created by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly,
Harold
but
Ramis. Yeah.
Harold Ramis. Sorry, Harold. Sorry if you're watching this. Um, but yeah,
That's pretty cool.
and hopefully we get to see more of this franchise, guys. Closing thoughts, JD.
Closing thoughts is basically for me, even though I'm not a Ghostbuster fan, hearing Jumpman talk about it, I think I'm going to go ahead and watch it just to see how it is, because I watched the original one from years ago, from like, what is it, 1984 or something like that?
1984.
Yeah, 1984. I watched that one, but
Okay,
afterwards,
that's
I
good.
haven't watched anyone else. But
As long as you've seen the first one, yeah.
yeah,
Look,
I've seen the first one.
Look, guys. In conclusion, this is an iconic franchise, from the Ectomobile to the little, is it the plasma packs that they use or whatever?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like everything is so
Packs.
yeah, the proton packs, there we go, are so iconic about this. From the music, everything. So go check this franchise out, guys, if you haven't seen it. But yeah, guys, this is the Void Playground. And if you want to support us, visit us on thevoid.gg, and you can join our Discord server. And you can also subscribe to our other channels, The Void Gaming, as well as The Void Strategy. So,
All right.
guys, we will see you guys next time.
All right. Bye
All right,
bye.
bye-bye.
Yeah.